6:16, so let's bring back in meteorologist Alan Rose with the check of our forecast. And Alan, before our forecast, you got another weather question.
Yeah, this one's relevant to the forecast and, of course, Halloween, which comes tomorrow afternoon. Now, this one comes from Tegan, who we met up with at Garden of the Gods.
Do I need to wear a coat over my costume?
Well, I would say it depends when you're trick-or-treating, right? If you're one of the early kids out there around 5 o'clock, you're probably okay with just the costume. But if you're out there late past sunset, a costume and a jacket, that's going to be a good call. Tony, temperatures after about 8, 9 o'clock will be down to the 30s in both the Springs and Pueblo. Now, if you have a question for us, we want to hear from you. Just head on over to our website, KOAA.com. Click on the News 5 Community tab like you see on your screen from home. And there you can send us really easily your photos, videos, and your weather questions. All right, let's get back to the maps and get you out the door on this Thursday morning. It has been a much more mild start today, right now, versus what we saw the same time yesterday. In the Springs, yesterday at this time, we were sitting in the low 20s. Right now, we are at 44 degrees, and there's a pocket of warmer air, mostly on the eastern slopes of the Front Range Mountains, down across the Wet Mountains, also down to the eastern slopes of the Sangres, but a wide variety. Places like Pueblo currently sitting in the upper 20s. Now, areas that are seeing some of the stronger breezes are seeing that wind increase behind a cold front moving southward across the plains this morning. And in some areas, we are more than 20 to 25 degrees warmer than the same time yesterday. And there's two main spots that are seeing the biggest difference. One up towards El Paso County in the Palmer Divide, and another one out there into the Wet Mountain Valley in the eastern slopes of the Sangres. Wind speeds have begun to increase over the past hour. Some areas now gusting up around 30 miles per hour, especially on the south slopes of the Palmer Divide, eastern plains. And these areas can expect to see the wind strengthen further for the next couple of hours. And I think in some spots up until about 9, 10 o'clock this morning, that north wind is going to scream at you at about 35 miles per hour. Now, as we make our way into the afternoon, the wind is going to weaken and shift to the east, and that'll be the last of the impacts from the cold front. In fact, highs today behind the front actually expected to warm by a few degrees from what we saw yesterday. As that front moves east, we'll see some additional energy move in from the northern plains on Friday, and that's going to cause increasing clouds. But today, expecting plenty of sunshine here, and again, highs that are a little warmer than yesterday, but still a few notches below average for this time of the year. Now, watch what happens on Friday. I'm going to zoom in a little closer to southern Colorado. Notice how we see a bit more cloud cover. Latest models trending drier than what I had seen yesterday, at least with this particular model run. And that's some good news. I think there could be maybe an outside shot of a flurry or a shower near the mountain areas tomorrow afternoon to tomorrow night, but it's a very slim chance. So for the rest of us, just a few clouds, but dry skies for your Halloween evening. All right, highs today will be in the 50s and 60s throughout southern Colorado. We're down a few notches with the increase in clouds on Friday. And then as we make our way towards the weekend, it's a mixed bag of weather. Sunshine both days, but cooler than average highs Saturday, and then jumping to well above average on Sunday. In Pueblo, we continue with a dry pattern for at least the next 7 days and a roller coaster ride of weather. What begins as a fall-like feel to the forecast in late October ends with very warm temperatures for the first couple of days of November. In Canyon City, 50s here through Halloween with 60s and 70s this weekend and into early next week. And for Woodland Park, Halloween on Friday with a high of 50. Saturday night when you go to bed, don't forget the clocks go back in hours. We go back to standard time. Second day of November on Sunday is going to feature a high up near 70 degrees in Woodland Park.